Deep beneath our feet, far beyond the reach of any drill, lies a giant, red-hot metallic sphere. It is roughly the size of the moon, burning at a mind-melting 11,000 degrees Fahrenheit, nearly as hot as the surface of the sun. For decades, we believed this iron heart was stable, slowly solidifying and rotating in near-perfect synchronization with the rest of the planet. But geophysicists have just discovered something deeply unsettling. The Earth's core has stopped. And now it is beginning to backtrack. This isn't a science fiction movie. It is the reality of a series of groundbreaking geophysical studies that have completely upended our understanding of the planet's interior. Our planet's iron heart is lagging behind the rotation of the surface, creating the illusion that it is spinning backward. Even more shocking, new data reveals that the solid core is not a rigid, unyielding sphere. It is actively creeping, deforming, and warping on human timescales. How did we find this out? What is driving this massive planetary gear shift? And what does a backtracking, warping core mean for the future of life on Earth? Let's find out. To understand what is happening deep inside, we first have to understand the ground we stand on. The Earth is structured like a massive rocky onion. We live on the crust, a paper-thin, rigid shell only a few dozen miles thick. Below that lies the mantle, a vast, 1,800-mile-thick region of hot, semi-solid rock. But the real magic happens when you go deeper. At a depth of 1,800 miles, you hit the outer core. This is a turbulent, 1,300-mile-thick ocean of superheated liquid iron and nickel, churning in constant, violent motion. And suspended directly in the middle of this liquid ocean, 3,200 miles beneath us, is the inner core. Though it represents just 1% of the Earth's total volume, this inner sphere is made of a solid iron-nickel alloy compressed under pressures 3 million times greater than the atmosphere at the surface. But wait, how can a metal sphere remain solid at temperatures comparable to the sun? It turns out, pure iron wouldn't be able to do this. If the core were chemically pure, it would have to overcool by nearly 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit to solidify, a scenario that would have left our planet without a stable magnetic field. Instead, the core contains lighter elements, including roughly 3.8% carbon. This precise chemical recipe allowed the inner core to solidify and grow, stabilizing the geodynamo, the turbulent engine in the liquid outer core that generates Earth's protective magnetic shield. Without it, cosmic radiation and the solar wind would have stripped away our atmosphere eons ago, turning Earth into a barren desert like Mars. Because we can't drill to the core, we've had to rely on a form of planetary detective work that took over a century to unfold. In 1896, German physicist Emil Weichert first proposed that Earth had a dense iron core, noting that our planet's average density was far higher than the rocks on the surface. Then in 1906, British geologist Richard Dixon Oldham noticed that shear waves, or S-waves, from earthquakes failed to reach the exact opposite side of the planet. Because S-waves cannot travel through liquid, this was the first definitive proof of a molten outer core. But it was Danish seismologist Inge Lehmann who single-handedly discovered the solid heart of our world. In 1936, while analyzing seismic records of a powerful 1929 earthquake in New Zealand, Lehmann noticed weak pressure waves, P-waves, wandering into the shadow zones where they shouldn't exist. In a revolutionary paper titled simply P', she proved that these waves were reflecting off a solid inner boundary. Today, seismologists treat earthquakes as giant, planetary CT scans. By analyzing doublets, earthquakes of nearly identical magnitude and location that occur years apart near the South Sandwich Islands, they can send seismic twin waves along the exact same path through the inner core. By comparing how long it takes these waves to travel, measuring differences down to just 1,000th of a second, scientists can track exactly how the core is moving and changing over decades. And in 1996, this precise technique led to a shocking discovery. Seismologists Xiaodong Song and Paul Richards announced that the inner core is not static. It was rotating slightly faster than the mantle and crust, a phenomenon known as superrotation. We literally had a planet within a planet, completing an extra rotation relative to the surface every few hundred years. But then the speed of the planet's heart began to drop. For years, scientists debated whether this superrotation was constant, or if it fluctuated. By the 2010s, evidence emerged of subtle, periodic swings. But in January 2023, the scientific community was rocked. They analyzed seismic waves dating back to the 1960s and discovered that around 2009, the inner core superrotation had almost completely stopped. For nearly 10 years, the travel times of waves passing through the core became entirely static. The inner core was no longer gaining speed. Skepticism was high, but just a year later, in 2024, John Vidal's team at the University of Southern California unequivocally confirmed the slowdown. Using data from repeating earthquakes and even old Soviet nuclear tests from the 1970s, Vidal's team proved that the superrotation had transitioned into subrotation. The core was now lagging behind the rotation of the surface. From our perspective on the crust, the core appeared to be backtracking, slowly slipping backward relative to the mantle. What could cause a multi-sextillion-ton iron sphere to change direction? It is a cosmic tug-of-war. The electromagnetic forces generated by the geodynamo push the inner core in one direction, while the immense gravitational pull of the dense rocky mantle pulls it back. When these forces shift, the core's speed shifts with them, acting like a giant, slowly swinging pendulum on a 70-year cycle. But the discoveries didn't stop with the core's motion. In 2025, Vidal's team noticed something even more bizarre in the seismic waves. The properties of the waves traveling along the boundary of the inner core were changing in a way that had never been seen before. The only logical explanation was that the surface of the inner core is undergoing slow viscous creeping and warping. Geologists had long assumed that the solid metallic inner core remained perfectly rigid over short intervals. But instead, the intense, turbulent flows of molten iron in the outer core are actively reshaping the solid core's boundary, much like powerful ocean currents carve and reshape a coastline on the surface. The heart of our planet is literally deforming and shifting shape in real time. So, what does this mean for those of us living on the crust? Fortunately, this backtracking and warping won't trigger a Hollywood-style apocalypse. The core is not going to tear the planet apart. Instead, these deep structural shifts exchange angular momentum with the rest of the planet, leading to incredibly subtle changes on the surface. Because the core has slowed down, the Earth's rotation has adjusted, shifting the length of our day by a fraction of a millisecond. It also causes minor fluctuations in the shape and strength of our magnetic field, which shields us from cosmic radiation. It is a stark reminder that the ground beneath our feet is not dead, inert rock. We live above a dynamic, breathing machine. Billions of tons of iron are constantly rotating, sliding, and reshaping themselves thousands of miles deep. This slow, heavy dance is what generates the invisible shield that keeps our atmosphere intact, preventing Earth from suffering the dry, dead fate of Mars. Our planet's heart is backtracking, warping, and swinging like a pendulum, and in doing so, it is quietly keeping us alive. Thanks for watching.